You're dealing with an addicted generation.
This is a big time bomb ticking.
This is no accident. Indeed, it is by design.
I mean, seriously?
It was my mistake.
I think we can all feel it.
To try to make these products as addictive as
400%
possible.
spike in dopamine.
We now know that many of the major social media companies hire individuals called attention engineers who borrow principles from Las Vegas casino gambling, among other places, to try to make these products as addictive as possible. That is the desired use case of these products, is that you use it in an addictive fashion because that maximizes the profit that can be extracted from your attention and data.
It literally is a point now where I think we have created tools that are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works. That is truly where we are.
Social media has become a mainstay in our lives, and I would put good money on it that everyone in this classroom checks a social media account once a day. There's probably someone scrolling through Instagram instead of watching this video right now, and there's probably an even better chance that that someone is me. According to Statista, as of June 2018, Instagram has reached 1 billion monthly active users, steadily rising from their 800 million in September of 2017. In 2015, there was a recorded 77.6 million active Instagram users in the United States, with a projected increase of 111 million people in 2019. 111 million people. To provide y'all with a frame of reference, this 111 million person projection means that the entire user base of Instagram is greater than the entire population of Egypt, France, Turkey, Iran, the UK, and even Canada. Now, the question we're all thinking is, how did these companies grow so fast, and how have they become so popular? As a society, we have become obsessed with our phones and our own imaginary world in these phones. Imagine societally acceptable gambling. However, instead of gambling with money, you were gambling with attention. And due to the addictively accessible design of social media applications, we constantly engage with these apps mindlessly in search of the dopamine rush gained from earning a like, a comment, a new follower, or a tag in an image. Essentially anything like that. The globally widespread adoption of social media since the creation of Facebook in the mid-2000s has resulted in a society dominated by the presence of these media outlets, and this societal obsession with social media needs to be addressed in order to prevent the dangers of the addictive and controlling capabilities that these social media networks have. Today, most of us reach for Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter with one vague thought in mind. Maybe someone liked my stuff. And it's this craving for validation experienced by billions around the globe that's currently pushing platform engagement in ways that in 2009 were unimaginable. But more than that, it's driving profits to levels that were previously impossible. This new phenomenon is basically called the attention economy, and it's a relatively new term. It describes the supply and demand of a person's attention, which is the commodity traded on the internet, and social media platforms focus on this attention economy in order to maximize their profits when it comes to advertisers. The more attention a platform can pull, the more effective its advertising space becomes. That's basically the business model. And this allows advertisers to be charged more for ads placed on your Instagram feed or a Facebook post. There are various other methods that social media platforms use, such as the 3-second delay seen on Instagram and Twitter, where it takes approximately 3 seconds to load up a new feed, and this tactic is drawn from Las Vegas slot machines in order to increase the addictive nature of these social media platforms. Another form of psychological manipulation created by these social media networks is that of social reciprocity, which basically means that you'll feel pressured to interact with someone online after they interact with you first. Snapchat streaks are a prime example of social reciprocity in these platforms, and the phenomenon of maintaining streaks has led to a spike in daily usership on Snapchat, especially among young users. Many teenage users of Snapchat explain how maintaining a streak improves the level of friendship between the two people both offline and online. This belief, held by many young users, indicates how social media has completely altered our way of life, and the most threatening aspect about this is that young users do not know any other way of life besides one ran by these social media networks. Teenagers are often in search of validation from their peers. Today, this validation typically comes from social media. According to Growing Wireless, 51% of teens ages 13 to 17 use social media sites daily, 1 in 3 teens say they feel more accepted online than they do in real life. The acceptance that these teens feel on social media leads young users to become obsessed with their social media pages, as their online identity is often the image that they wish that they had in real life. This phenomenon of growing use of social media amongst teens is best captured in Bo Burnham's 2018 film, 8th Grade, a movie following 13-year-old Kayla through her final week of middle school. The movie received tremendous praise for capturing the insecurity and fears of teenagers, and it received a 99% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Throughout the movie, Kayla is often glued to her screen, scrolling through what seems like any and every social media account ever created, and this is perhaps one of the most realistic aspects of this movie.
Kayla, back with another video.
Oh, I've seen this trailer. It always pops up on my Instagram.
The topic of today's video is being yourself.
Oh, is this 8th grade?
Is this the 8th grade movie trailer? I think I've seen it before.
Being yourself is like not changing yourself to impress someone else.
Facts.
I said 1 more week of 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, huh?
That's me.
Oh yeah, I heard that Bo Burnham directed this movie.
And weird.
We will begin to explore these changing bodies of yours.
Oh God.
It's gonna be lit.
This is painful.
As always, make sure to share and subscribe to my channel.
That's me on YouTube.
These teens related to Kayla on many different occasions, and this is alarming for a few reasons. As discussed earlier, social media is about as trustworthy and transparent as Bill Cosby in a nightclub. And this is problematic because some teens live their whole lives through social media. According to HuffPost, teenagers have an underdeveloped prefrontal cortex, meaning that a teenager's decision-making, weighing outcomes, forming judgments, and controlling impulses and emotions are all very underdeveloped. However, they have a well-developed nucleus accumbens, which is the area of the brain that seeks pleasure and reward, and this leaves most teens susceptible to immediate gratification, thrill-seeking, and impulse behaviors. The naive nature of social media use also leaves teens susceptible to developing an addiction towards their social networks. At the very least, millions of teens have already grown a dependency towards their social media accounts. The true long-term impact of this dependency or addiction is unknown. However, one Netflix show has begun to raise the question of how a growing addiction to social media can impact us in the future. Black Mirror is a dystopian, futuristic series that explores how advanced technology can exploit the dark side of humanity, and their social commentary has led the series to win a total of 6 Emmys. One of their most famous episodes is Nosedive, the season 3 premiere following protagonist Lacey Pound through her daily life. In the episode, Lacey lives in a world where peers rate each other on a 5-star rating system, and this public social rating influences every aspect of life in Lacey's world. The public ratings essentially reflect one's social status, and the title of the episode itself can indicate how an obsession to adhere to society's irrational expectations can lead to one's demise. Lacey experiences her own personal nosedive, and the flaws of a society dominated by publicized social ratings is evident in the following scene when Lacey attempts to board a flight.
Hi there, how you doing?
I am wonderful.
I am so sorry. That flight is canceled.
No.
Customer incident at the other end.
What? So when is the next flight?
Yeah, they're all kind of full.
I booked this weeks ago. It's my best friend's wedding.
I'm sorry.
I have to get there. I have to.
Okay, let's see what we can do.
Oh, thank you.
I see there's one standby seat on another plane leaving tonight.
Oh, okay.
That's reserved for members of our Prime Flight program. You gotta be a 4.2 or over to qualify.
Oh, I'm a 4.2.
I'm afraid you're actually a 4.183.
Oh. Well, that's not my fault. Some woman dinged me down in the cab. Can't you just...
I'm sorry, it won't let me book it without the correct ranking.
But it's so close.
There's just nothing I can do.
Bryce, I mean, surely.
I'm gonna have to ask you to moderate your language then.
Sorry, it's just... I'm maid of honor. I cannot miss this wedding.
And I am so sorry about that.
Can you call the supervisor?
I cannot do that.
Can you just call the supervisor?
I cannot do that.
Call the fucking supervisor.
Okay, that's profanity. We're zero tolerance on profanity.
I'm sorry, it's just...
Yeah, I have to serve the next customer.
No.
Step away, ma'am.
God, just fucking help me! I'm so sorry.
I've called security.
Oh, no, please don't do that. I'm a 5-starring you. 5 stars?
What's the issue here, Hannah?
Intimidation and profanity.
Oh, no, I was not intimidating.
Don't speak, ma'am.
I was just trying to...
Okay, so, in order to restore calm, I'm invoking my authority as airport security to dock you 1 full ranking point as a punitive measure. This is a temporary measure.
No!
The score reverts to normal in 24 hours.
No, but I
During
need
this
it
probationary
now.
period, all down votes are subject to a ×2 multiplier.
×2?
We recommend you avoid negative feedback at this time.
I'm on double damage?
Please, remove yourself from the airport immediately.
Okay, well, due to your ranking...
Now, despite the airport staff being as helpful as a DMV employee at 4 p.m., the passive-aggressive nature of this scene reflects the world Lacey lives in. Our protagonist is obsessed with social media as soon as we meet her, and throughout the episode, the horrors of the rating system continue to reveal themselves. Characters with lower ratings are often subject to poor social treatment from their peers, and this is distinct when Lacey's employee attempts to give her a free smoothie. The negative reaction from her coworkers reveals how social media can be used to reinforce social inequality, and this is a subtle touch from Charlie Brooker. The vicious nature of the rating system reflects the current climate of social media, as many users will publicly bash each other online because it's seemingly harmless. The rating system in Nosedive shares significant elements of online harassment, and this is one of the most significant dangers of social media today. Many young users experience a form of cyberbullying while online. However, all social media users have grown somewhat desensitized to hate speech from seeing it so often on social media. Brooker explores this concept of online harassment in the episode Hated in the Nation, the Season 3 finale exploring how a trending hashtag on social networks led to hundreds of thousands of deaths in Britain.
1. Pick a target.
Oh my god.
2. Post their name and photo with hashtag death2. 3. Most popular target will be eliminated after 5 p.m. each day. 4. Game resets at midnight.
I'm on the fucking chopping block here. Number 1 on the list. The people's fucking choice.
All that I can be, I know you will see the beauty of me. Tired are your splendid soldiers, tired are they, here they go. Tired are your splendid soldiers, tired are they, here they go. Tired are your splendid soldiers, tired are they, here they go.
The premise of the plot is that manufactured bees, known as ADIs, are used to carry out murders based upon a public anonymous poll conducted through social media. The ADIs are hacked by a genius and mentally unstable hacker, and he has the main purpose of forcing society to face repercussions of their online actions. Good idea, bad delivery. The online presence of society in this episode is vicious and uncompassionate, and similar to modern day, many people believe that their hateful speech was justified. One of the mean-spirited tweeters is a seemingly rational and typical preschool teacher, and this serves as an indication that the real villains in the show are ordinary citizens on social media. The online presence that one has can often feel disconnected from one's real life, and this allows for modern conflicts such as hate speech and cyberbullying to arise. Hate speech is a current epidemic that is plaguing social media sites globally, and in the following clip, John Oliver perfectly summarizes the issue by referencing the third world country, Myanmar.
And that is just one example of the extent to which Facebook became an echo chamber of Islamophobia. One local official told reporters he was proud to oversee a Muslim-free village, even though he admitted he had never even met a Muslim before, adding, "I have to thank Facebook because it is giving me the true information in Myanmar." And here is what happened when ABC talked to people in the streets there.
Most local people here get their news via Facebook. And judging by what people have told us, they are not getting the whole picture.
What do you think about the Rohingya people?
I think they are terrorists. They are excrement. They are making problems everywhere.
I could gather information from Facebook.
What does Facebook say about them?
They want to occupy our land and our people.
That is very, very dangerous, because no one should be judged by the worst things people say about them on Facebook. If I were judged by that, you'd think I was a cuck twit, a prime example of why abortion should be more readily available, and that I look like a distressed bird in a pet shop trying desperately to get your attention. And I ask you, is any of that, apart from that last one, really fair? I would say no. I would argue no. So how...
In conclusion, there are many potential dangers that can come from uneducated social media use. Some of these dangers are happening in the world around us right now. As companies such as Facebook and Twitter continue to grow their usership and their power, the way that we communicate with each other online needs to be addressed. While examples such as Black Mirror or 8th Grade are merely fiction, the message they are trying to convey still holds value. So, next time you go onto social media, think back to this video and make sure you know when to log off. Thank you for watching.